Alright guys, sorry the phone overheated. I turned on the air conditioner and put it up on the front, so hopefully that'll stop this from happening. The sun is right on my phone. It smells like diesel. That's weird. Wonder why. Opening the window up when you got a St. Bernard. Hair everywhere. It's kind of good that my phone overheated. It gave me a chance to send a message to the hotel telling them I think I dropped my watch or left my watch. So, hopefully they find it and then I can pick it up on the way home. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. I guess nobody knows that I'm coming back. Maybe they're still stuck on the other stream. Yo. Going down, Mayday. I see what Pugs was saying about the a lot of trucks on the road on 40. Punk ass ghetto. That's a nice trailer. I was riding 502. I mean, we got him. Oh, come on, guys. We're doing 55 in a 75-mile-an-hour road. Now we're doing 49 in a 75-mile-an-hour road. I don't think diesel trucks should be allowed to do this. They're hindering traffic. You're going up a hill, you shouldn't pass another truck. That's just my thought. I love you truckers, but come on, guys. Man, nobody came back. That's either that or I'm not live. It says I'm live. Hey Siri, text draw. Wait. Hey Siri, text God rides a Harley. I won't do it while I'm driving. While I'm live. If I'm not live, I'm not live. Oh well. See, this truck got over, you know? He was just behind the other slow truck. What the heck is that thing? That's some kind of a wind turbine or what? Maybe it was a sign in the old days. Lines, corners. Oh, there we go. Yeah, sorry, Pugs. My phone overheated. My phone overheated. Now I see what you're talking about the semi trucks. A few minutes ago, we were going up this hill and I was doing 30 miles an hour on a 75-mile-an-hour road because this truck that I'm still behind is trying to pass that other truck and they're not passing the other truck. They're both doing the same speed. This is what I don't get. What's the point of trying to pass a guy to go 1 mile an hour faster? Like, come on, man. And now I think they're doing the exact same speed. Right? Ugh. I've been behind this truck for at least 5 miles now. Thank you, Snooky. Sorry, my phone overheated, sweetie. See, look, he hasn't moved an inch closer to passing that truck, I don't think. At least, but still. So, like, now the truck on the right's hitting his brakes. Maybe he got sick and tired of that other truck being next to him, so he hit the brakes. Look, he's not moving out of the left lane. He's just staying there now. There's no reason for him not to move over to the right now. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, that's what I did. I got my AC running through the defroster right now. Through the windshield defroster? Yes, sir. That's exactly what... I don't know, can you guys hear the AC sound? Alright, let's see the name of this truck that did all these shenanigans, since you used that word. JRG Trucking out of Houston, Texas. He's on the fucking phone. He's on the phone. No wonder. JRG Trucking out of Houston, Texas. If you're watching, or somebody's watching when he's driving his truck, jeez Louise. I should almost share this video with this company. If I was a vengeful person, I would. You know, if I was having a really bad day, I would have probably done it. I didn't think I was going to... I thought it was all going to be just desert and cliffs. Oh, okay. Flying Sea Ranch. My truck is going to... I'm going to take it to Dodge and have them check it out. So how is everybody today? I feel like I gotta keep you guys entertained since you can't hear any music and, you know? Oh, it buffered? I don't know, my truck's going to the right a little bit. Like it's out of alignment. I don't see any wind on the trees. So let's see, we're going straight here. See how much I took my hand off the wheel and see it's going to the right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take it back to the dealership. If it buffered, then yeah, YouTube is definitely messing with me. So, did you guys hear when I passed that truck that the guy was on the phone? JLG Trucking out of Houston. I was like, really? You're on the freaking phone, dude? No wonder you couldn't pass the other truck. Say to me what I'm feeling like me. I'll have to see what my tires look like when I get to Tulsa. If they're rubbing wrong, then I'm taking it to the dealership for sure. Probably say it won't, it's not covered. I wonder if I should get a real cowboy hat when I'm in Texas. Those things get pretty expensive though, don't they? What's up, handsome? You wake up? You got a long drive. Why don't you go to sleep? Go lay down, Donnie. You're gonna lay right here on my belly. And I hope it's not buff. It's a hard night for us. Encino, Villanueva. Nobody's chatting again. I hope I'm not buffering again. What's going on, Donnie? Huh? Oh, you just. I I've had multiple back surgeries, so I know what you're going through right now. So I had my first spinal fusion, I was like 14 years old, and it was in the 90s. Oh no, it was 1988. So I was 12 years old. And shoot, I had to stay in the hospital for 2 weeks until I got a back brace. They had to spin me on this spinning bed so I didn't get pneumonia. And then I had one a couple years ago. I had one in 2008, 2000, and painful. So I hope you're back. You're I bet you're feeling good with all those oxycodone and morphine. My doctor, he, I don't know if he does that for all his patients, but he gave me 2 oxycodones, 2 morphine, and 2 Valium every 4 hours. I'm lucky I didn't get addicted to that stuff. He tried the Minuteman procedure done, basically a bolt. I've never heard of that. I'll have to look into that. I've got 4 rods and 32 screws in my back. And he put in cobalt. And he said if I break it again, he's going to kick my butt. The Minuteman procedure. I'm going to have to look that up. That van is right in that Walmart. He was so close, I thought he was being towed by the Walmart truck. You know, that's a smart thing with the way gas prices are right now. L4 to L5, wow. I don't, let's see, so right now I have, they screwed into my pelvis, and it goes all the way up until, about nipple height. I'm not good with knowing the L's and the T's and all that stuff. I've had so many operations now that I'm just like, just do whatever, I don't care. "213", I got a text message. That's Dallas. Someone in Dallas is sending me a text message. And they're not in my friends list because they put the phone number in. Would that not be crazy if Steven Crowder or one of his employees just text me? Oh wait, no, Dallas is 214, huh? Is that 213? Or 214? Alright, John, you gotta move. I gotta look at my text messages. Found my watch. They found my watch. Very good. Alright, so I'm gonna have to go back to the hotel on my way back and pick up my watch. No monster. I wonder if that cut out the stream when I got my text message. I got it on my truck, so I wouldn't think it would have. It's funny, Willow wanted me to live stream this because she's like, I've never been to that part of the country, Eddie. Live stream it so I can see. Well, I tell you what, Willow, going through Texas and going through this part of New Mexico, this is what you're going to see the whole way. Nada. Nada, 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 nada. What does it say? Tucumcari, New Mexico. Discover Tucumcari. Is that how you say it? Tucumcari? Tucumcari? I don't know. Why don't you go to sleep, handsome? there's no point in you staying awake. Tucumcari, alright. I knew a girl named Tucumcari. No, I was kidding. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. That was a dumb, bad joke. Well, that's good. The hotel found my watch. Can't believe I left it behind. But yeah, Willow, if you're watching, you wanted to see New Mexico and Texas. All I gotta do is watch this for 5 minutes, and that's gonna be the whole drive, pretty much. At least from what I remember. And fiber, you gotta have a really quick internet connection. I'm jealous. I live in the mountains now. I used to have, and I moved up to help my Starlink. It is so slow. Oh yeah, I'm very glad they found it. Good thing, you know, had I not messaged them right away, you know, maybe they would have found it and just, you know, did whatever. Oh yeah, so you were asking about the smoke from the fires? Yes, this is smoke. I thought it was smog, but no. I can smell the smoke. There's smoke everywhere right here. You get 1 gig up and down. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. So I live in Yosemite, and we have trees all around our property. The Starlink is, I raised it up to 35 feet, and I still have like 2 trees obstructing it. My stepdad doesn't want to cut them down because we've had so many trees falling down in the last year because of the bark beetle. So when I get home, I'm going to try and raise it another 20 feet. But we get like 15 megabits per second. And upload speed, I'm getting like 2 megabits per second. It really sucks. And I'm surprised about the gig up because when I had Comcast, I had a gig down, but they only gave me 40 megabits per second up. Yeah, to the left of me, you can see the smoke's coming from the left. So the smoke's coming from the north. Huge fire. Like it's a huge fire. At least from all the smoke. It's a nice fifth wheel. Like we're going uphill, and this truck's passing he's passing a motorhome. Now I gotta slow down to see how fast we're gonna slow down to. 72, 71, 70, 60. Alright, we're doing 65 right now. In a 75 mile an hour zone. That's not too bad, but still. And he just takes his sweet time moving over. Young kid. Hey, Josephine, how you doing? I think I'm 97% contained. Well, that's good. So I'm only 45. Is there anybody older than I that has driven a lot around on freeways? Do you think the truckers now are road like this that are coming in and about Eddie? And there should be another time change pretty soon. When does the time change near the Texas border, or where's the next time change at? Ruby Sloan, you've driven for over 45 miles. So, so what do you think? I noticed a lot of the truckers, they cut you off a lot now and stuff like that. Do you think it's the new generation of truckers and they don't just have good etiquette, or do you think that they've always been like that and they just think they own the road? And once again, I gotta say, I love truckers, but sometimes you wonder what certain truckers are thinking. They changed the Texas line, right on. Hey, you know that 64 or that 72-ounce steak in Amarillo, Texas? If you finish it in a certain time limit, you get it for free and you win a shirt. I wonder if they let my service dog do the challenge, because I bet you Donnie would eat that whole 72-ounce steak in one sitting. Oh, so you think it's because they're tired of people being on their phone all the time? You know what? I can see that. I never thought about it that way. I always see people on their phone when they're driving. Looking down, texting. And yes, you're going to say, but Eddie, you're on your phone right now. But my phone's right in front of me. It's like a heads up display. So I'm not really looking away from the road. They weren't trained properly, one of the truck drivers in the convoy stated. I gotcha. Well, I mean, like, so I was, when my parents taught me how to drive, they always taught me, you stay in the right-hand lane unless you're going to pass. And so I always do that. All right, like I'm doing it right now. I went in the left lane to pass this truck. And as soon as I get past the truck in front of me, I'm going to get back in the right-hand lane. When I was married, if my wife would drive on the rare occasions, she would just drive in the left-hand lane for like half an hour. And I'm like, babe, you see all the people going to the right-hand lane to drive around you? She's like, yeah. I said, that means you're driving too fucking slow in the fast lane. Get over. And she's like, why? I don't have to. I can drive wherever I want. I'm doing the speed limit. And that's just, she's younger than me, so. I don't know. But her dad did that too. And she's from a different culture. Her parents, her parents were first generation Americans. So maybe the culture where they were trained by their parents, they didn't give a shit either, where the country they came from. Is that the way I spoke to my wife? When she's driving in the fast lane for half an hour doing just barely the speed limit and people are going around us, yeah. Like, get the fuck over. What the fuck are you doing? Really, you can get a ticket for left lane camping in Texas? Oh, I love Texas even more now. My buddy who I'm gonna go meet, who works in the oil fields on Tuesday, he really wants me to move to San Antonio with him, and he told me he wants to get me a job with this company out in the oil fields. But I've been doing the research, and I mean, I can live off of my retirement. And Arkansas is just, it's cheaper, you know, and there's all the lakes over there and beautiful country. So that's why I'm looking at Arkansas. What are you saying loud to, Josephina, the way I talk to my wife? You gotta realize we had a very awful relationship. Very awful relationship. Well, I can say this now. So, her parents were having money issues, and we had bought a house. And we bought the house right before, it was right after we got married. And but we couldn't move to our house because her parents needed our help. So I had to rent our house out so we could move in with her family to help pay their bills. And I was basically paying almost all the bills. Between my wife and I, we paid the electricity, the cable, the water bill, the internet bill, and the mortgage. So all her parents had to pay was their cell phone bill and their car payment. And then my wife graduated college. We had a big old party. And her sister, her parents didn't like her husband because he was a wife beater. He, he'd been deported like 3 or 4 times, and she kept bringing him back even though he was beating her up, which I didn't understand. So, at my wife's party, her sister showed up, and the older sister got the most attention of anybody. So I spent like $4,000 for a graduation party for my wife. I'm paying the mortgage at this place, and when her sister showed up, her dad comes up to me and says, "Hey Eddie, my daughter doesn't like you, and she doesn't want you here. Can you go hide in your room until the party's over?" So a party that I paid for at a house that I was paying the mortgage on, I had to go hide in my room because their daughter didn't like me. And whenever it came to her family, she would always force me into the corner and never stood up for me. So we had a very bad relationship from the get-go. And that was right when we started being married. So I kind of, it's kind of hard to respect and talk right to a person when they do that kind of stuff to you. I know, right? Why go to work when you can live on your retirement? Because I have my retirement benefits, and then I also have my VA benefits. The VA gives me the free health insurance for the rest of my life, so I don't have to worry about health insurance. And everything's paid off except for this truck that I just bought. Right, Josephine? So, and that's how my relationship was. And every time their sister came to town, I would have to just hide in my room. It's like, don't you guys realize I'm paying the bills here? So what made it worse was this. So I'm giving them $1,000 a month to pay the mortgage. One day, one of our cousins calls me up, and they're like, "Hey, Eddie, did you see the paper?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I read the paper. Why?" "Oh, did you see the classifieds?" And I said, "No, I don't really look at that." He said, "Your house is up for where you're staying at. It's up for repossession." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I pay her $1,000 a month to pay the mortgage." Well, we found out that the other daughter that hated me, she needed money, so she told the mom that if you don't give me $1,000 a month, then I'm not going to let you ever see your grandkids again. So her mom was taking the money that I gave her to pay the mortgage and not paying the mortgage and giving it to the other sister who hated me. So when we lost the house, my wife and I moved into the house that we bought, that we were renting out, and all of the family were blaming me, saying it was my fault they lost the house because I wasn't paying any of the bills. And in her family, you know, I was not allowed to talk, so I'm like, hey, why don't you stick up for me and tell your family that it wasn't my fault and tell them what really happened? And she said, why? It's none of their business. And I said, well, why are you going to let your family talk like me about me like that, though? She said, well, it's none of their business. I'm not going to get into it. Let them think what they think. So that's why we had a very bad relationship. She treated me like shit. She hardly ever worked. She kept getting fired from jobs because she wasn't a good employee. So, I mean, when you're going through all that, it's kind of hard to talk right to a person when they're treating you like that. Yeah, well, I couldn't. Like, we were in therapy, and my therapist was like, Eddie, so, like, we did family counseling, and then I also have the same therapist for my private sessions. And my private sessions, she said, Eddie, why don't you leave your wife? You know, I said, what am I going to do? She makes minimum wage. She can't afford to pay the bills. If I leave her, then what's going to happen? And she said, you got to stop thinking about it that way. It's not your job to take care of her. And I said, yes, it is. That's my wife. So then when I finally found out she was cheating on me, well, then I finally just bit the bullet and we got a divorce. And I understand now that even though I gave her all this, so I had to give half of everything because California's a 50-50 state. So I owed her a whole bunch of money. So what I did is I asked the judge, I said, look, the car's still in our name. She's taking this car and we have a loan on it. I said, can you let me just pay off the car so that way she can't ruin my credit? So luckily the judge let me do that. So I paid off her car. She got to keep her car and all of her stuff. And I found out now that she's not getting along. She can't afford to live. And I kept telling her she has 2 college degrees and you're only. Well, you know what? I tried to teach her how to work hard and she just doesn't want to work hard, so there you go. We got married in 2008 and we divorced in 2021. So 13 years? Or we've been together since 2008, I should say. We got married in 2009, almost 2010. Oh, I have. I've totally forgot about her. I haven't helped her since. Once the divorce was settled, I totally forgot about her. But now can you see why I didn't actually talk to her with full respect all the time? Because she never gave me the respect. She did at first. When we first got together and first got married, things were great. Her parents loved me. We got along very well. But then once her sister started coming into the picture, everything changed. Like, it was my birthday, right? I never really have parties on my birthday. And so she said, well, what do you want to do for your birthday? I'm like, I just want you and I to go out and have a nice dinner. So she said, all right, perfect. Well, then her dad's birthday is a week before mine. So her sister decided to throw her dad a big old huge birthday party on my birthday. And my wife came to me and told me about it, and she's like, babe, I have to go to my dad's birthday party. He might die soon because he has a bad heart. So I got to choose my dad over you. And I was like, really? I'm like, it's not his birthday. He can change his birthday any other day. Any other day he can have a birthday party. And she said, I know, but they chose this day, so I have to go to his party. So we made a deal. And I said, all right, you go there because the party starts at 3. At 7, you come home and we'll go out and have our dinner for my birthday. And she's like, well, why don't you come to the party with me? And I said, well, you know, your sister's going to be there and I'm not supposed to be around your sister. She told me, well, you can sit in the corner and I'll sit with you. And I'm like, really? It's my birthday. You're going to make me sit in the corner. I said, all I'm going to do is get mad and not want to, and I might say something I shouldn't. So we decided that she would just go there till 7 and we would go out. At 9 o'clock at night, she still hadn't come home yet. So I went to the bar. I got stupid drunk and said a whole bunch of stupid stuff on Facebook. I understand I probably shouldn't have talked to her that way, Josephine, but you know what? When somebody treats you like that all the time, it's hard not to. Yeah, I should have followed my therapist's request. But I just felt if I divorced her, she wasn't going to be able to take care of herself, which obviously we're finding out now she can't. Anyway, let's change the subject. I don't know why I'm telling you this story. What is that on that truck right there? Is that a trash compactor? Yes, it is. A trash compactor. Alright, so do you guys know, see how this truck has a curve in it? So trucks like that, they have a flatbed truck. They have a curve on there, so that way when you put the weight on there, it flattens out. So that way it doesn't bow down. So they'd rather have it bow up when it's empty, so it's flat and smooth when it's filled up. Did you guys ever know that? Did y'all ever know that? Run long miles, drive. So I had a friend who was a truck driver. He told me that when they have their phone number saying we're hiring painted on the back of their truck, that means they go through a lot of people and they're not a good company to work for. Oh, I'm not that smart, Josephine, but thank you for saying that. I have a lot of stupid knowledge. Knowledge that doesn't matter. It's funny the stuff that you remember and keep in your head. Carlsbad Caverns National Park. I got another Dodge Ram coming, it's rolling up on me. It's a dually. I don't tow enough to need a dually. Plus, that thing's got to be easily over 100 grand. Oh, and it's a Laramie? I think it's a Laramie Longhorn. This truck right here is easily over 100 grand. Easily. Probably more like 120 grand for that truck right there. I'm on a schedule today, but I'll stop at the caverns maybe on the way back home. You pay close attention to what I do and say, huh? Is that good or bad? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Josephine. Well, we don't want two Dodge Rams to run into each other. Santa Rosa. Isn't this where you said it was going to start getting crazy, Pugs? There's like road construction or something, if you're still here. That's one of those new Broncos up there. I like the way they look, but I just not a Ford guy. This guy's sitting on his phone. That's what. No wonder why he's driving slow in the fast lane. Hey, what's up, Digga? We are we're heading on the 40 towards Texas. According to Pugs, we just passed Santa Rosa. By Fort Sumner. Alright, now that Bronco's sped up enough, I can sit in the right-hand lane again. Yes, thank you, Pugs. Appreciate the help. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. You guys keep me awake and alert. Ticketed, call ticketflocks.com. You know, it's funny. When I was a young kid, I had a lead foot. I sped like crazy. Now that I'm 45, I just put the cruise control on at just below the speed limit. And, just above the speed limit. And I haven't gotten a ticket in 12 years. It's funny how that guy all of a sudden now he sees a cop and he gets in the right-hand lane. Your daughter has a lead foot? Yeah. Guy's still on the phone. Nowadays, who doesn't have a phone that connects to your radio? I mean, come on. Now he's riding on my right. I can't even get back over. Alright, I said I'm like 168 miles from Amarillo. We're getting closer to Texas. Oh yeah. I talked to a lot of like highway patrol in California, and they said at 11 miles an hour over the speed limit is when they start pulling people over. So I just do 7 over the speed limit. So it's 75 here. I got my cruise control set at 82. And when I'm not super slow, but I'm not super fast. Hiring heroes. Join the MSP. I guess they're hiring police officers. Really, Russell's truck stop? All right. Maybe what I'll do is I'll stop there and I'll show you guys the cars. Because I'm going to have to go stop and walk my dog and I'll have to go to the bathroom myself. You do 5 over? Yeah. I mean, as long as you're supposed to. Ooh, there's a dinosaur museum. And two come carries. Oh, you know what? The other day I saw I was behind a truck, and he had an advertisement on the back of his truck. And I was looking at it, and I was like, that looks too clean to be a poster, right? Next thing you know, the advertisement changed. He had a TV screen on the back of his truck, or an LCD screen or something, and people would pay him, and the ad would change like every couple of minutes. That's a pretty good idea. Yeah, he's really excited for me to come to his house. I like him. He's straight and to the point. He's a good friend to have. He's like my sister. If he doesn't like you, he's going to tell you he doesn't like you. You know exactly where you stand when you talk to a person like him. That guy's very smart. New Salem, North Dakota. That's a state I haven't been to yet. I know I'm talking a lot, but you guys can't hear the music, and I don't know what the heck to say to keep you guys entertained. I wonder if they still have dry counties in Texas. I understand why some counties might want their counties to be dry. But on the same token, think about it this way. People that have an alcohol addiction, they're going to drink no matter what, right? So they're either going to drive to the next county and pick up their drinks and come back. Or some people, they only like to drink at a bar. So these people are going to go to the bar, get drunk in another county, and then how are they going to get home? I don't think you're going to take a taxi from one county to the next. Right? So they're going to drink and drive. So you're almost safer not having a dry county. That's just my opinion. But I know I don't know if it's Las Colinas area, but when I was in Las Colinas in Dallas, and I'm driving around there, and I was like, hey, where's the liquor aisle? And they're like, oh, we're a dry county. We don't have liquor here. So I had to drive across the county line to go get some liquor. There's not that many anymore. Somebody lost a tire. It's funny, some places they have They have a dry county, but then like I was in Pecos, Texas, and we were with these girls, and they're like, "Hey, let's go get something to drink." So we pull up to this place, and they're like, "Oh no, there's a drive-thru. Let's go to the drive-thru." So they have drive-thru liquor store in Pecos, Texas. I couldn't believe it. You like a beer every once in a while? I'm not a huge beer. When it's 110 degrees outside and you're working in the yard, that's the best time to have an ice cold beer that tastes the best then. You guys know me, I'm more of a whiskey guy. Shouldn't say more of, I am a whiskey guy. No, I don't have an adaptive cruise. Up the tradesman, it's the low level of the diesels. I have I've got a rear view camera, I've got air conditioning, electric windows, but not much more than that. You like taquitos and lemon, tahini and lemon? Oh yeah, and cucumbers. You gotta have pepinos. I can eat pepinos all day long. Get your cucumber, put some lemon and some tahini powder on there. Every store has a drive-through. When I went to the Trump rally in Arizona, we stopped. I had to go. Remember that? We did it live. We bought Crown Royal at the drive-through liquor store. The truck does have like it has the exhaust brake. So I can turn that on and off. It has rear view cameras and the rear view sensors. But my mobility scooter's on the back, so it sets off the sensors, so I gotta turn them off. Waylon Jennings, is that who you're talking about? I kept my old truck, so I'm using my old truck as my so we fill up my old truck with the trash, and I use that to go back and forth to the dump whenever we need to go take trash to the dump. Wow, Waylon, Willie, and the boys going to Lukenbach, Texas. Ain't nobody feeling no pain. Well, I figure why sell my truck? It's got 300,000 miles on it. I'm gonna hardly get anything for it, probably. There's next to nothing on it. What's up, Gianco Vintage Boxing? I actually have that song on my phone. Little Limp Bizkit. But you never know. What if something happens to this truck, you know? It breaks down or there's an accident or something. I always got a backup truck. I mean, my old Silverado has 300,000 miles on a gas truck. As long as you treat that thing right, it's going to run forever. I got 5 hours until I get to Oklahoma City. And then, what, another 2 hours after that to get to Tulsa? I'm guessing. I got a while. But actually, you know, I'm going to stop at that car show on the way home. Because I'm going to get to OKC. I want to try and get there before those stores close that I wanted to check out from the Street Outlaws guys. No. Is something wrong? Let's see. I've been on the road for about an hour so far today. The other day, yesterday I drove maybe 14 hours, 15 hours. Oh, I gotcha. You know, I don't know how much I want to spend. And I'm not exactly looking to buy this weekend, you know. Just trying to check it out, see what my options are. See if I like Arkansas before I even just decide to move there, you know. Really dig a. That's interesting. Your window, Donnie. There you go. There's your window. That's Donnie's favorite feature on look outside. Okay, now he's not. Route 66 gas, turn left. That's interesting. I get in the left-hand lane to pass this forward, and then they speed up. My average is 20.4. But I think it's better than that because to the store, I gotta drive down a 7% grade every time I go to the store and drive my mileage. Well, like right now, I'm getting 24 miles per gallon. Yeah, I think for a 2500 truck, it's got to be pretty good. Bugs is another one of your favorite trucks. Let's see how long it takes them to pass. There we go, we're back. And we're buffering again. I got full 5. Still says buffering. There we go, now we're back. It kept, look at this, folks. An unstable connection. Full again right now. I don't know if you just saw this. I showed you. I got full bars. Connection.